Hello boys and girls, and welcome to our math lesson. Today is Tuesday and we are going to do lesson 12.6. You should be on page 701. We're going to continue, boys and girls, working on two-dimensional shapes. So two-dimensional shapes are these kind of shapes, the flat shapes. You see, these are two-dimensional shapes. They are flat. And we're gonna warm up, boys and girls, using a hexagon. We're gonna use a hexagon. Don't forget, a hexagon is called a hexagon because it has 6 sides. You can see them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're also going to use a triangle. Those are the shapes that you have over here: a hexagon and a triangle. And we are going, boys and girls, to kind of play around with the hexagon and the triangle to see in how many different positions we can place this hexagon and triangle to form new shapes. So there's so many different ways, boys and girls. You can put it over here, and look, it looks like a face. It looks like a face with a party hat on top, right? You can put it sideways. You can put it sideways. You can put it in so many different ways. You can put it under. Right? There's so many ways, boys and girls, that you can place these triangle. So many different ways. So many different ways. Look at it. So we're gonna choose one way and we are going to draw it. I think my favorite is when the hexagon looks like a face and then the triangle is on top like a party hat. So what do you think? I think that one is my favorite. Alright, so that's the one that we are going to do. I'm going to use my pencil because it's very easy, boys and girls, for me to make mistakes with shapes. So I want to make sure I do it correctly. So I'm going to draw a hexagon. You also have to draw a hexagon. You can actually draw your favorite way to combine the hexagon and the triangle. I'm going to draw my favorite way. Ustedes pueden dibujar su forma favorita de unir un hexagon con un triangle. Yo voy a hacer mi favorito. My favorite is this way because it looks like a face with a hat on top. Now I'm going to draw eyes, nose, and a mouth. Doesn't it look like a face? We can even put ears. But it's actually a hexagon with a hat, with a triangle, right? It looks like a hat. And if you draw a pompon here, you see? Alright, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and turn the page. Let's see what we have to do next. Alright, let's take a look at it. This is like a little bit of a warm-up too. It says, which two pattern blocks made the shape? The person who did this book, he decided, or she decided, that they were going to put the triangle right here on the side of the hexagon, not on top of the hexagon. Well, it all depends on the way you look at it, because if you move your book around, guess what? I'm going to move my book around. You see? The triangle is on top of the hexagon. Alright, so let's see, boys and girls. Which are the shapes that were used to make these new shape? Well, this new shape, it's made out of a triangle. You can see the triangle here. You can trace a line, and it's made out of a triangle. You can circle the triangle, and it's also made out of a hexagon. So you can go ahead and trace the hexagon as well. Alright, so now we're ready for the real deal. This is number 1. And we have to find out, boys and girls, which of these shapes are the ones that made this new shape over here on the top. It says, use 2 pattern blocks to make the shape. Eye on these because it's only 2. 2 pattern blocks to make the shape. Draw a line to show your model. Color the shapes. Circle the blocks you use. So that's something that you can also do. You can color the shapes, right? Alright, so which are the shapes that we are using to make the new one? Are we using a triangle? We might, but don't forget, they only want us to use two blocks, 2 shapes. Alright. How about the rhombus? You think we're using a rhombus? A rhombus and a hexagon? Or could it be a hexagon and a trapezoid? It is a hexagon and a trapezoid, and you can see right here. If you draw the line, you can see the hexagon over here. This is the hexagon, 6 eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And on the bottom, boys and girls, you can see the trapezoid. It reminds me of a snowball, right? A snow globe. I'm sorry, snow globe. All right. So here we go. We're gonna do number 2. Again, we can only use 2 shapes. Oh, by the way, we have to circle them. So we use a hexagon. You should color the hexagon one color, and then use another color for the trapezoid at the bottom. Let's move on to number 2. What shapes are here? I can see, like, this looks familiar to me. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I draw a line here, I have 6 eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's a hexagon. My hexagon is right here. So you can color the hexagon. And now, what other shape do you have over here on the top? Is it a triangle? Is it a rhombus? Or is it a trapezoid? It is a rhombus, right? And if you move your book around, you can see it. You can see it right there. Looks like a kite. So the shapes that we use on this shape were the trapezoid and the hexagon. Now we're moving to our next page. On our next page, we have 3 and 4. Let's take a look at it. This is a trapezoid, boys and girls, and you can see it right here. But once again, listen to it. It says use 2 pattern blocks to make the shape. Draw a line to show your model. Color the shape. So once again, they want us to use 2 shapes. Alright. So if they want us to use 2 shapes, what shapes could that be? Could it be a hexagon? Could it be a rhombus? Could it be a triangle or a trapezoid? This is already a trapezoid. That's a big trapezoid. So how about if we play around with it? It's okay to make mistakes. So if we do this, what happens if we do this? So if we do this, we're gonna have a rhombus here. I can see a rhombus. But then, how about if we open our line? Where did I put that eraser? Right. Alright, so how about, boys and girls, if we open the rhombus? This pencil just broke. Let's find another one. Alright, so boys and girls, can you see the rhombus here? Can you see the rhombus here? If we cover this part, you can see the rhombus right there, right? The rhombus looks like a kite. You can see the rhombus right here. So here we have a rhombus. How about if we cover this part? What do you see? You see a triangle. Very good. Oh. So you can use different colors to color the 2 shapes that you can see. Alright, and now we have number 4. Once again, we can only use 2 shapes. Don't forget, only 2 shapes. So how about, boys and girls, what do you think if we draw a line here? This one is pretty easy. Look at it. I'm going to cover the top shape. What shape do you see, boys and girls? That's a rhombus, right? So we go ahead and we circle the rhombus, and you can color the rhombus. You can color the rhombus right here. But if we cover this part up, what shape do you see? You see a trapezoid, right? So this bigger shape, it's made out of a rhombus and a trapezoid on the top. All right, don't forget, we're only using 2 shapes, only 2 shapes. All right, so here we have a triangle. I know this is a triangle, but we need to use 2 of these shapes to make this one right here. So which one can we use? If we draw a line over here, boys and girls, let's cover the bottom first. What shape do you see here? That's a trapezoid, right? So which one is the trapezoid? This is a trapezoid. And if we cover the top part, what shape do you have now? Oh, you have a triangle. You have the first one, the triangle and the trapezoid. Let's go for this one. Once again, do not forget we're using 2 shapes to make the bigger shape on the top. So what can we use? This shape is already a trapezoid, but that's only one shape. I want need to use two of them. Alright, so how about if we draw a line here? I can see kind of a diamond here, but it's not a perfect diamond. How about if we use, this one is tricky, right? Okay, so you see, that's why I'm using pencil. I want to be able to erase. Well, we made a triangle over here, but then if we cover that triangle, what shape do we have? It looks like a parallelogram. It doesn't look like a rhombus. Well, you know what? You can also do this. If you draw a line across, boys and girls, on the top, you have a trapezoid, and on the bottom, you have a trapezoid. So we could do that, but we're only using one shape. Well, we're gonna do that for now. We're gonna use only the trapezoid for now. Because you can make, out of one trapezoid, you can have two trapezoids. You can make two out of one. De un trapezoid pueden sacar dos. Alright, we're gonna leave it like that for now. Let's do number 7. Number 7 says, use 3 pattern blocks to make the shape. Draw lines to show your model. Color the shapes. Circle the blocks you use. Now, instead of 2, we're gonna choose 3 shapes. 3. You have 4. You are going to use 3 of them. How about if we start, boys and girls, by drawing lines? If we draw a line here, that's pretty easy. You can see the hexagon. You can see the hexagon. So we circle the hexagon. And if we cover the hexagon, you can see a trapezoid. So you color the trapezoid. But which one is the other block that we can use here? Well, we know, boys and girls, that a trapezoid, it's made out of triangles, right? Trapezoid is made out of 1, 2, and 3 triangles. So we are using 3 shapes here. We're using a hexagon, we're using triangles, and we're using a trapezoid. And it looks like a fish. Right? Alright. So we're moving down to our last page. Our last page for this lesson. And it says, make this shape. Use the number of pattern blocks listed in the exercise. Write how many of each block you use. Oh, look at that shape. Look at it. It looks like a very difficult shape, right? So I see. We're going to use 3 blocks here. We're going to use 3 of these. We have a triangle. We have a trapezoid. We have the rhombus. I'm sorry. And we also have the hexagon. So don't forget, here we have to use 3 blocks and see how many times we use them. Alright, so if I draw a line here, I have 1 diamond or 1 rhombus, and I have 1 hexagon. I'm going to leave the hexagon alone because it's the biggest shape. So I'm going to say that I use 1 hexagon and I use 1 rhombus. But then I need to use 1 more shape because there are 3. I need to use 3 blocks. But if I draw a line over here, boys and girls, across the rhombus, how many triangles do you have? You got 2 triangles. 2 triangles. So now we've used 3 shapes. We use 2 triangles, we use 1 rhombus, and 1 hexagon. Alright, let's do number 9. Now I'm going to erase over here because I need to reuse this shape. You don't have to erase. I'm just going to erase so you can see it. Now we need to use 5 blocks. We're going to use 5 blocks now. 5 bloques vamos a usar. And the shapes that, oh no, because it's not the amount, because here we only have 4 of them. So it has to be 5 shapes. One of these is going to be repeated, right? All right, so we didn't do that one correctly. It's all right. So we use 5 blocks, boys and girls. We draw a line here to divide our hexagon. All right, and you can actually draw another line. If we draw a line over here, or maybe the other way. Yeah, the line is the other way. The line across the hexagon has to be the other way. It has to be this way. Because two trapezoids make one hexagon. So what are the shapes that we're using? We don't have 5 blocks yet. We only have 1, 2, and 3. We still have to play around with these, right? So we draw a line here. And now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We still don't have 5. We keep playing around with it. Alright, so but if we draw a line here, what do we have then? We have 1, 2, 3 triangles, 4 with the trapezoid, and 5 with the rhombus. So let's see. We have 1, 2, and 3 triangles. We use 3 triangles. We have 2 more shapes to get to 5. And we use 1 trapezoid. The trapezoid is right there. And we use 1 rhombus. So 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Let me go ahead and erase, because now we need to do, there's 2 more with this shape over here. Alright, don't forget, you don't have to erase. I'm erasing so I can show you for each of them. Number 10, boys and girls, use 7 blocks. Oh my goodness, now we have to use 7 blocks. Alright, let's see. So once again, we're going to draw our line here, because now if we draw a line there, we have 1 rhombus right there. But we can divide that rhombus into 2. And now you have 2 shapes into 2 triangles. We draw the line over here, and now we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 shapes. And now, if we draw a line here, and a line over here, what shape do you have? Oh, look at it. It looks like a cube. It looks like a cube, right? Like an upside down cube. All right, let's see how many shapes we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still don't have 7, boys and girls. No 7 yet. But we can draw another line. The only problem is that now we're going to have 8 shapes instead of 7. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 triangles. We use 6 triangles, and now we have, what is the other shape that we have over here? This is 1 rhombus, right? 1 rhombus. But at the same time, boys and girls, we're using 1 hexagon. We have 1 hexagon that we do lines on to cut it in pieces, or to divide it into different shapes. And did we use a trapezoid? Yes, we did. At the beginning, we divided our hexagon into 2 trapezoids. So we do have 2 trapezoids. Oh, wow. Okay, boys and girls. So number 11, boys and girls, what we can do is that I'm not going to erase. I'm just going to draw another line here. Let's see. How many triangles do you have now? How many triangles? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 triangles. 8 triangles. But just so you know, you also use a hexagon. There was 1 hexagon, and there was one rhombus right here. So we use 1 rhombus, we use 2 hexagons, and when you cut it in half, you have 2 trapezoids. 2 trapezoids. Alright, I'm going to try to pause the video really quick. There are a bunch of different numbers there that I want you to make sure you get correctly. Alright, and let's see. It says, use 4 pattern blocks to make the shape. Draw and color to show the blocks you used. Alright, so now we're going to use 4. How about if we go like this? Right now we only have 2. The snow globe, right? And then we're going to go like this. We have 1, 2, 3. 3 shapes. But if we go this way, boys and girls, Now we're gonna have no 4, we're gonna have 5. You're gonna see. Well, no, actually 4. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3 triangles and 1 hexagon makes 4. So you can use your crayons to color the hexagon, 1 color, and then you use 3 other colors for each triangle. Oh, and you're gonna circle the shapes here, very important. So pattern blocks you use. What are the pattern blocks you use? You use a hexagon. The hexagon is right here at the top. You use a trapezoid, and then you'll use 3 triangles. Yay, we're done with lesson 12.6, boys and girls. Actually 12.5. Right, we're done. We're done with this lesson for today. And now, well, yeah, this is actually lesson 12.6. Lesson 12.6, because yesterday we did lesson 12.5. And now we are going to move on to our homework. Yeah, you can see it here, lesson 12.6. And it says, it's basically the same thing. You're going to use 2 pattern blocks to make the shape. Draw a line to show your model. Circle the blocks you use. So once again, you're going to use 2. Very important. If you want to circle it, just remember 2. 2. Vamos a usar 2 bloques para construir este. 2 bloques. You're going to draw the lines inside of them to use 2 of these. 2 of these. 2 of these for here and 2 of these for over here. Van a usar 2 figuras de aquí para formar esto, 2 figuras de aquí para formar esta de acá arriba. Don't forget to draw the lines. Tienen que hacer las líneas, dibujar las líneas con el pencil. If you do them wrong, it's okay, you can try again. Alright, boys and girls, we're going to make the shape to the right. This is the shape on the right. This is a rectangle. Use the number of pattern blocks listed in the exercise. Write how many of each block you use. And, well, we have to use 3 blocks, right? So let's see. If we draw a line here, boys and girls. What do we have? We have 2 triangles, right? We have a triangle on the top and a triangle on the bottom. So we use 2 triangles. We don't use any parallelograms or trapezoids or hexagons. We only use two triangles. Alright, and then the last one on this page, number 4. Use pictures or words to explain what shapes can be put together to make a hexagon shape. So which are the pictures or words? You're going to use pictures or words to explain what shapes can be put together to make a hexagon. So don't forget that this is a hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. Hexagon. If we draw a line over here, boys and girls, you can see how 2 trapezoids, 2 trapezoids se usan para hacer un hexagon. Alright, boys and girls, so now we know to our last page for the homework. It says our second page of the homework. Circle the pair of pattern blocks that can make this shape right here. Which is the pair that can make the shape over there at the bottom? If we draw a line here, boys and girls, what do you think? Here we have a rhombus, and here we have a trapezoid, right? Trapezoid and rhombus. Trapezoid, rhombus. Which group has a trapezoid and a rhombus? Vamos a circular el grupo que tiene un trapezoid y un rhombus. ¿Cuál grupo tiene un trapezoid y un rhombus? We're going to circle the group that has a trapezoid and a rhombus. Alright, number 2. We're going to tell the time. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so boys and girls, our hen, the little hen, is between the 2 and the 3. What number do I take? Do I take the 2 or do I take the 3? I take the 2, right? I take the number where the little hen is coming from. Don't forget your 2 dots. And now one number is the minute hand pointing to. If it's pointing to 12, we say o'clock and we write 00. If it's pointing to 6, we say 2:30 and we write 30. And that's the time, 2:30. Or you can also say 2:30, by the way. 2:30. All right. So number 3, write tally marks to show the number 8. Vamos a mostrar el number 8 con tally marks. Así que decimos 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 doesn't go here. 5 goes here. I'm going to continue counting. After 5 goes 6, 7, and 8. And once I get to 10, the 10 goes across because it's the 5th one. All right, this is our last question, boys and girls. How many vertices does a square have? The vertices are the corners. How many vertices does a square have? ¿Cuántos vértices tiene el square? The dots are the squares. How many dots do you see? You're going to write it down. All right, boys and girls. Do not forget this week we are doing the same thing that we're doing here in the book. We are doing it on iExcel. Lo que estamos haciendo aquí en el libro lo estamos haciendo en iExcel. This week, boys and girls, you're going to do lesson V10. This week, you're going to do iExcel Math, lesson V10. And you're also going to do the last lesson. I think it's right after V10. And it says new. Oh my goodness, where did I write it? No, it's not there. But I know it says it begins with new. And it has an exclamation mark. It's the last one. It doesn't have a letter or a number. It's just a word, new. All right, boys and girls. I want you to gather your holidays magazine and also your packet again, because in a little bit we're going to do social studies. Bye, boys and girls. See you later.